hea Tehnikaülikool, kui Henrik
Dear
nimetada dinosaur.
university family, when Henrik Woll called himself as a dinosaur, vice rector, I'm even older. It is the sixth mandate of the rector's office for me. So Wolli Kalm's first rector's office, his second one, and Tõnu Lehtsaar, Toomas Asser, Tiit Land, first mandate, and Tiit Land's second mandate as rector, and all of this in me in rector's office, and Jakob Kübarsep's all-time top result will be then achieved by me as well. But before going to a more concrete slides, graphs and results, I'd like to speak about these unique experiences that I have achieved and gained in the positions of both vice rectors for entrepreneurship and for research. This symbiosis, I believe, has not happened before in university's history, and it has been also in a sense that vice rector for research is trying to do one set of things, and vice rector for entrepreneurship the other set, but it has been my responsibility and my job to do those two things at the same time. I have to say that I was vice rector for entrepreneurship. It gain an experience which enables me to work better in the future, but also thinking in different terms. Because when we take a look at the side of research, three things are characteristic about this, I believe, for me. One thing, writing applications. These are there in order to cover research funding from the point of view of researchers. This is competitive based, which means that the universities compete against each other, trying to use different weight categories and different points in order to increase their university's visibility in the overall Estonian university landscape. And then research politics and policy, which in the European context, Estonian universities have been quite modern. Participating in international networks, Estonian universities have never said that lower quality standards should apply to research. And as far as academic research is concerned, Tallinn University of Technology in the last years have taken quite strong and bold steps forward. But at the same time, when we take a look at the entrepreneurial side, when research funding through different funds is kept, about entrepreneurial cooperation, we can say that sky is the limit. So there are ample unlimited opportunities, but the results and outputs, we may say, are much smaller when we speak about classical research work. Been active in this field for 2 years now, and I started working from classical basis. This first insight gave me at Cambridge University a bit of initial strength. I have also realized that the solution is not taking more people into central support structures, thinking that this is a problem. The central support units should be reinforced and supported by people who motivate researchers or demand more communication with enterprises with them. go to the enterprises, go communicate more. This gives a certain share of the revenue, yes, but it could be up to 10% maximum the whole general budget, and then it involves considerable costs. We can say that it does not pay off. The second strand, which in the long run should pay off, and I do believe that it pays off as well, is intellectual property. We did publish the handbook of intellectual property, and we can say that after this short campaign, Tallinn University of Technology achieved increase in this area 1.5 times. Considering the top universities in Europe, we are lagging behind 3 to 4 times per one academic staff member. So there is room and much room for improvement. But when support is one piece of the puzzle, what are the other pieces which are lacking? As a result of which we could do more when putting together the support structures as well as our academic staff. I believe that first is the assumption which should apply to the whole of Estonia. Let's take a look at ourselves, the members of the rector's office, university board, our alumni. In all of the Nordic states, when we take a look at, let's say, Finland or Sweden, in the regions of Stockholm, Helsinki, there is one very strong classical university and one technical university, which is as strong as the classical one. And for me, for the future of Estonia's development, it is very important to ask why is it not the case in Estonia? Why is the funding of the classical university in Estonia twice more, double in comparison with the financing of the technical university? So this question should be answered by our alumni as well as the Estonian state. We should reinforce collaboration, especially with the Ministry of Economic Affairs and Communications, and we should ask this question to the city of Tallinn as well, whether we in Tallinn, where there are 5 times more people living in Tallinn than there is in Tartu, why don't we support our universities enough? When we do not achieve success taking these steps, then we can do whatever, and it is supporting, but it's not the main activity. Without this support, unfortunately, we are turning ourselves to the second best classical university in Estonia. We compete with all the rest. The second thing which I understood as in my work as vice rector are the conditions and preconditions which are within our house. It was also part of attestation processes to the colleagues according to the career we have. And when I took a look at what the researchers should present, how they are evaluated, and there's no concrete criteria about entrepreneurial collaboration and economic cooperation. It's not valued in our career model. We are speaking about the total sum of money in these categories, but not collaboration as such. So we all do understand how important our economic impact is. And the strategic plan also says that we are the engine of economic development. But how to do it in practice? This is something which will be looked at, and we should zoom in on this also in our next strategic plan. We do have people who are excellent in economic collaboration. Let's imagine that we are enterprises dealing with the fishing. And when our fishermen say that, yes, I caught 6 fish, but then we also reply that this is not the right type of fish that you've been catching. You don't get the best attestation as a result of this total catch. So I believe that the career model, in short, should be adapted, should be made more flexible, and should evaluate the people more who have already the best impact to the economy. Then what next? We have considered that when we set a name to a certain point, we managed to achieve these aims in a different way in comparison with the institutes. In the 2 years that I've been here, I've understood that there's a big goal somewhere out there, but when institutes make their separate aims or goals, these would be much lower. And all in all, it means that the institutes fulfill their aims, but these are the lower level aims. And this is the main point we should change. When we put together a new development plan, we have to include institutes in a way that in the future, the aims of the institutes and the aims of university will be the same. In this way, we manage to receive results as well. Now, the next thing, which is the most important one, this is the belief and the vision that we are entrepreneurial university. We have to dream big, we have to plan big, we have to plan well ahead. Without this, we will never reach anywhere. And I have an experience from the University of Tartu where a good friend, Mart Ustav, professor, went into Jaak Aaviksoo's office, a former patron of our university as well as University of Tartu, and he said that you have to renovate Nooruse 1 building in Tartu because I will create a technology institute in there. And the rector took a look at the plans, and this was put into practice. Then Mart Lauk invited me to come to him and to put this vision into practice. So this business plan, which we wrote, was a bit of a utopia, and nobody believed that we would manage to do it. It was written for 3 years, and in 10 years we managed to put that 3-year plan into practice. And the same institute actually did 50% of the whole university collaboration in the entrepreneurial field. So in order for us to achieve the results, we need visions and plans on institute level as well. Otherwise, no results will be achieved. And we do need this belief, we do need this vision. The focus centers of excellence are good examples of what we've done. Smart C, AIs, also help with food technologies, in addition to our previous activities, which were smart cities, energy efficiency, and other sector as well. Then defense and security, a very important area, as well as responsible economy. These have all enabled to bring collaboration, interdisciplinary collaboration, also across the board between different schools. Different proposals have been submitted and written in collaboration with our colleagues. I believe that this will definitely have an impact, but institutes and colleges level, to me, is the most important one. Might be that the development of the schools collaboration will be also bring along the necessary structural changes. In Laulasmaa, we also discussed that we have a very big engineering school, maybe unproportionally big, but in order to change this, we need to have a bigger aim, more important vision. We know how important engineering is for the society at this point in time. But when we take a look at the IT school of natural sciences, and Maritime Academy, and we ask what is engineering. Actually, to a large extent, we are all engineers. School of Economy is also supporting engineering. So this is all our common goal and aim, and this is something we need to fight for. Also, in the seminar in Laulasmaa, we had three very important aspects: academic offspring, entrepreneurial collaboration, and engineering. So three important broad domains, and this is something we need to take into consideration when putting together our strategic plan. So this is the big picture. Now, we will take a look at some indicators, some graphs, how we measure the development of the university at this point in time in research as well as entrepreneurship. Let's take a look at, let's think about how we build a future indicators system so that we can see as a big picture where we need to head to in the next years. So first of all, the first slide, and these are also in our annual report. Q1 article, number of Q1 article per academic staff member with a PhD degree per year. We see that the aim has gone down a little bit. But why it has gone down the number is that because we have many new research projects. We have people with doctoral degrees in these new projects, but they have not been very productive in publishing yet. When we take a look at this graph only, we see a little drop, but it rather also shows how big and how voluminous our research portfolio is. Now, second article's KPI per different schools at the university. You also see that the tendency is positive. There are differences between different schools. Then, number of publications and number of staff members with a doctoral degree and number of staff members with doctoral degree at the university. Total, you see that there are increasingly more people with PhD in our university. It gives much more strength and weight for us in the university. The number of publications has gone down a little bit. But at the same time, we have many researchers who said that we don't have to tick all the boxes, but rather to publish stronger articles in better quality journals. So there is a story to tell behind each and every one of the articles. So there is a share of academic articles in Q1 journals in TalTech and our comparative universities. We compare ourselves with Aalto, Eindhoven, and other universities in the network. So there's still some room for improvement. Also, we see that as far as references and quotations go, we are also in the increase in the 5-year term and based on our comparative universities as well. So we are going to the right direction. Number of PhDs defended. I understand that the number has been 38 this year, and 2027 to 2028 could be a bit a downward tendency. We prognose that having listened to what the new Estonian government coalition agreement says, that the number of PhD candidates will be increased, admissions will be increased. So I believe that the future is brighter, and definitely in industrial PhD we have a voice to say, our voice in the society as a technical university. And defending a PhD 2020 to 2024. And about 30% of the PhD candidates defend with the nominal time. Here you see the admissions to PhD studies.
graafikuid ning
and very many different graphs, says the speaker.
doktorikraadiga akadeemilise töötaja kohta.
The volume of projects per staff member with a PhD.
15 või 16 erinevat graafikut,
Taken 15 to 16 different graphs from the annual report. Good basis for the future KPIs and strategic planning. You see that the volume of the projects which have started and launched now is very big. And very many different R&D projects have started. But research projects volume increase is also temporary.
Sa pead ravimi võtma äkki.
There's a reminder of some sort.
Seda, et me seal, kus meil praegu oleme saanud
means that where we have received high financing level for our research, we have to prepare that when this period has ended, through the very tight connection between enterprises and us, in this first period, we can continue our work after the financing is over. So it seems that in case of research, we can applaud ourselves. The situation is quite good. The remaining time I will speak about entrepreneurial contracts, R&D contracts with revenue and targeted financing, just transition funds, our center funds have been included as well, since it's our KPI. But volume of R&D contracts with enterprises is about 1/3 of this total revenue. This is something which we've been evaluated against in basic financing as well as international rankings. It is very important to pay more attention to this. Also, in case of spin-offs, as well as different forms of other enterprises. So how have so many startups and spin-offs been created? They have had quite some impact, also the ones created by our students. But as regards to spin-offs, we speak about 3 enterprises per year. But researchers have not understood as well that actually based on the results of the research, these things could be developed. And researchers often think that it's a bit of undercover activity. And on June 11th, the R&D Council will gather. The universities will come together and will say that this is the main point of technological transfer of the universities into the society. And when the state will understand this as well and values this, then also it will be valued more in case of our people. We cannot lose any people because then we also lose the research grants. But all in all, we're moving to the right direction. And in Estonia, it has been said that we need 500 new deep technology enterprises. Then it also means that we need applied research that would create intellectual property that stays in the university. When the basis is not there, we can speak about big slogans, but it does not help us at all. And so patent applications increasing number, it means that this approach we had also functioned. And taking a look at the development aims, definitely strategic plans aims have been fulfilled. And it means also that we talk nicely to researchers when you create the support that they need, then definitely there's more attention paid to these areas as well. Number of patents issued annually. Of course, in comparison, we can say that in the very strong technical universities, this number is higher, multiple times. But at the same time, considering the Europe's average, we should not be ashamed either. Licensing agreements also complicated, but we have concluded some. Professor Margus Lop's last activities in the field of Kerogen PLC, when we concluded licensing agreement, and other examples are there as well.
ning siis siit te siis näete lepingute ja teenustööde
This graph illustrates the revenues from R&D contracts and services contracts.
programm on muutunud
Applied research program
ettevõtted eelistavad
has been
ülikoolidest inimesi pigem üle osta.
changed in a way that our enterprises would rather buy our staff members to work for them instead of going into services agreements. But we definitely need to fight for the previous collaborations to stay as well. So now speaking of the strategic plan, my message is that we have a steering committee for strategic plan with students as well as the director's office members working on this. I see as our main goal that the demands and needs of the university board should be coinciding with the ones of the institutes. The institute should also voice their plans for the next 10 years.
Need on siis välja eraldatud peamised arutelu
So main points of debate here. And my last slide is that entrepreneurial universities model is much more complicated than just contractual collaboration with enterprises. But this model should also have new knowledge of enterprises and staff members, trainings, skills, doctoral students who go to work there, consultations, also creating new companies, spin-offs, labs, all this. So we do work on the holistic model of entrepreneurial university. And, I'd like to also say that image building and communication should not be underestimated. Outreach activities are very important. We created our trilogue. It has had some positive impact, but I would say that it's still lacking. When in the School of Engineering, we speak about engineering collaboration, but when 20% of the A-level final theses are considering the enterprises' needs, and on the MA level, it is 95% of their graduation thesis topics are in connection with the actual entrepreneurial needs. This is also entrepreneurial collaboration. When we have a specialist coming from the ministry trying to take all this into consideration, evaluating, I believe that they very often miss quite some points. So this is a very important domain that we are currently working on as well. So this is all from my side. Henrik usually says, let's keep on working, so let's keep